Welcome to this presentation. This is the second topic in a series. Please check out the first video on my channel, WhistleFusion. Today's presentation is on a topic we all can relate with, social media. Stay with me. If you're watching this, you most likely have a social media account. When you think of your own experience, what is it that you like to post most of the time? Most likely you share about your feelings, thoughts, selfies, and if you are on TikTok, maybe dance. What else can you add to the list? I don't want to sound negative about social media. It is not the technology itself that has a problem. It is rather how we use social media that creates an issue. I want to start with some positive things about social media. Social media is a powerful tool for connection. It can connect people from different parts of the world. It is an effective platform for a quick information exchange. It may be some important information that can save lives. Another very important aspect of social media is humanitarian work. You might have seen a lot of fundraising projects on social media. You can reach out to thousands of people with a single post. You can strengthen your appeal by using pictures and videos. Social media is an effective platform for edutainment, education and entertainment. You can present educational materials in an entertaining manner. Social media was one of the tools used for worship during the 2020 COVID-19 lockdown. So social media by itself is not a problem. Though it has numerous benefits, it is not a risk-free zone. There are a lot of problems associated with its usage. Dr. Mark Griffith, one of the leading experts in this area, suggests that there are two levels of concern depending on what kind of users we are, a habitual or an addicted user. A habitual user is a person who uses social media regularly, someone who enjoys using social media and feels connected with friends and relatives. However, it may become a problem if it affects the amount of attention we need to pay at work or while driving. It may also become an annoying habit in a social setting. How about an addicted user? This person has a strong urge to use social media. There is a significant impairment in his or her duties like studying, work, and family relationships. While social media is supposed to improve our social relationships, it may ruin it if it is not handled properly. Showing symptoms like anxiety and depression in relation to using social media are indicators that the person maybe is getting addicted. If you start getting bored with other activities and what you want to do is only browse social media, that is not a good sign. Keep in mind that we're not talking about the desire to use social media. That is fine because we're social beings. We want to be connected. According to a research article published on ScienceDirect.com, fear of missing out is one of the reasons for having the urge to use social media. Have you been in this kind of situation? Somebody's in front, speaking or presenting, and you thought it was going to be boring, and you started talking with your friend sitting beside you? While you're talking with your friend, the speaker says something that is funny, and everybody laughs. You suddenly realize that you've missed out on something. You ask others, what was it? That is the feeling of missing out. We don't want to miss out. There are actually social experiments on this. If 4 or 5 people gather together and stand at a particular place and look in a certain direction, other people will start following them. It is a human nature. We don't want to miss out, and social media offers a constant update that you don't want to miss. It may create a strong urge to overstay on social media at the expense of fulfilling your duty. The second reason is using social media as a defense mechanism to escape from stressful situations, something that is bothering you. Sometimes it may even be your homework or a task that you don't want to do, but you have to do. So you just browse social media and keep on procrastinating until a sense of urgency to do your work builds up. If you use social media to avoid important tasks, it may become an addictive behavior in a form of negative reinforcement. Eventually, it may become a habit to avoid some responsibilities, stressful situations, or some bothering thoughts using social media. and that may lead to an addictive behavior. What are the possible impacts of excessive social media usage on your personal lives? The first one is called phobbing. Now, this is not a very common word. Phobbing, in simple words, is ignoring somebody who is beside you because you're busy using social media. You're basically ignoring people who are around you to connect with people who are online. That may happen in a family setting too. You are at the dining table, it is time to talk, enjoy the food, appreciate what is presented, exchange some information, but everybody is using their phones. That is phobbing. You don't want that to happen. I know the modern generation, the youngsters, you're good at sitting together, everybody is using their phones and you're still communicating. Sometimes you may even use group games to interact with each other while sitting in a group. I don't find that problematic. What I'm talking about is being completely lost in your own social media world while you're sitting with others when you are expected to socialize and interact. And the person who is with you is feeling snubbed and disappointed that you're not paying attention. The situation gets worse if you add a generation gap as a factor. You gotta be careful when you are with grandma and grandpa. They want to spend quality time with you. There was no such a problem during their time. So don't expect them to accept your style of communication. The second one is a very serious problem, traffic accidents. Research has shown that the reaction time of a person who is using social media while driving is slowed by 38% as compared to a person who's drunk and driving, which is 12%. I hope nobody is thinking, oh, so using social media while driving is very dangerous. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather drink. That is not the point. We don't want both using social media and drinking alcohol if you are going to drive. In fact, better if you don't drink alcohol at all. The third is the impact of excessive social media usage on academic performance. I know there are some students who use social media a lot, but are also doing well in their schoolwork. That is an exception. For the majority of the students, studies have shown that excessive social media usage has a negative impact on academic performance. The impact on academic performance includes difficulty in completing homework, difficulty in attending classes, low academic confidence, lack of sleep, and substance use disorder. Excessive social media usage is related to less outdoor activities. Longer usage increases the risk of exposure to cyberbullying. It may also engage you in social comparison, which is basing your self-esteem on how others present themselves on social media. You've been okay with your performance until you see somebody on social media doing it better. You look at how others present themselves and their glamorous experience and you start feeling like, I think mine sucks. You look at other people's reactions to somebody's post, all the likes, the heart emojis, and you wonder, how come she got all these nice reactions and mine seems to make no impact? Rating the value of your life by comparing it with others is very unstable. There are conflicting research findings as to whether social media affects our face-to-face communication skills or not. Some researchers say it does, some say no, it doesn't. But one thing is certain, being on your phone when face-to-face interaction is expected makes you lose points. After COVID, we've started to do a lot of things virtually and it has been very helpful. Social media is wonderful in creating social networks. However, face-to-face communication is very important because one day you're going to go for a job interview. You're going to deal with your colleagues face-to-face. You're going to make presentations in person. You're going to be introduced to new people and you cannot say, let's just keep it on social media. If social media is working for you, good job. But if it is affecting your personal life in any way, consider the following measures. Make family rules as to when to use social media and when not to use. Set a screen time limit on your phone. Lessen your notifications by using social media settings since notifications can give you the urge to check constantly. Make lesser posts about yourself as it is one of the main reasons for constantly checking. Set a bedtime and avoid using your smartphones during that time frame. If you think your case is serious, you may need to abstain from social media for a certain period of time, see a therapist, and in extreme cases, it may be advisable to delete your account. The Bible has some useful tips that can help us to be effective social media users. In Proverbs chapter 18 verse 1 it says, "Whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all sound judgment." Please do not use social media to isolate yourself from the people around you. Social media is meant to connect, not to disconnect from people. There is another verse in Proverbs chapter 17 verse 27 and 28 that says, "Whoever restrains his words has knowledge, and he who has a Holy Spirit is a man of understanding. Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise when he closes his lips, and he is deemed intelligent." You know what that means? When you don't know what to say, just keep quiet. Actually, by starting talking about something that I don't understand, I will appear to be a fool. When you are on social media, don't just post randomly. Think before you post. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 2 says, "A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinions." Another verse in Proverbs chapter 10 verse 12 says, "Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all sins." Please be sensitive when you make a comment or a remark on social media. If you don't have something nice to say, just don't say anything, because our words may be hurtful and that is not good in the eyes of the Lord. Research has shown that people tend to be more brutal and unkind on social media than in real life. The reason is, when you are with a person face to face, you see their facial expressions, you feel their presence, and you can relate with them as a human being. It is not going to be the same with typing some words on social media and moving on. There is more empathy and understanding. So keep in mind that the Bible encourages us to be kind all the time, in person or on social media. In the next episodes, we're going to look at addiction to pornography and celebrity worship syndrome. Don't miss the other videos on my YouTube channel, Whistle Fusion. If you want to be notified when I upload new videos, hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You're welcome to leave a comment and share what you think and your experience. I also invite you to check my website, www.whistlefusion.net, where you can listen to whistle cover songs, read spiritual motivational articles, and study behavioral science from a biblical perspective. If you would like to use the videos in your church program, there are corresponding discussion questions available on my website. May God richly bless you, and thanks for watching. I'm gonna meet you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.